What up, people? What we got right here is Austin.
Howdy, from Texas.
And we got something to show you. Well, hello there. I'm back, and I'm with the first featured hobbyist of this new series I'm starting. His name is Austin, and yes, he is the capital of Texas, and if you didn't know that, you should go to geography class and look at a map. Now, this is the first of a 4-part series, and as you guys can probably guess, it's going to be over the basics. So, Austin, how did you get into the hobby?
Pretty simple beginnings for me. I went to my girlfriend's mom's house one day. She had a little 10-gallon tank sitting around. She wasn't using it. She asked me if I had any interest in it. I'd always liked the sea, water, fascinated with aquatic life, just never really pursued it. And she gave me the means to go about that, so I figured why not. I went to PetSmart. I spent about $150 on a tiny little tank, filled it up with guppies and swordtails, and just blew up from there. I was totally hooked.
Now, I'm not going to lie, and I'm sure you watching probably agree, that's a baby tank. But what was it about that little, tiny, guppy swordtail that actually captivated you and kept you in this hobby?
So I think the biggest thing for me is being able to take a little piece of nature and bring that home. I can set up my own ecosystem, and as long as I do what I'm supposed to do as an aquarist, these fish can cohabitate, they can coexist, and they can grow together. It's crazy because in the wild they have these huge, vast spaces to roam and wander, but at the same time, I can bring them in my house, and as long as I set up an ecosystem that's favorable for them, they can all live together, grow together, and have no problems. And I think that's just awesome.
That's truly one of the reasons why I really enjoy this hobby. The research, the discovering about different fish's personalities, and be able to apply their niche into my ecosystem is truly one of the reasons I love this, and I'm so captivated. And it's probably the reason you watching right now are into this hobby also. But the question on everyone's mind right now is, how did you go from that 10-gallon guppy amazingness to this monster right here behind us? Please explain.
Like I said, I was hooked. I had a 10-gallon with the community guppies and swordtails. I wanted something bigger though. We all know that feeling, so I moved up to the 20-gallon. 20-gallon was cool for a while. I stuck with the community fish, and as you know, I wanted something bigger. So I got a 30-gallon, and at that point I realized I was kind of tired of the community fish. So I wanted something new. I went up to PetSmart and I checked out what they called cichlids. This was the first thing I heard of cichlids, and I realized that the tank I had wasn't necessarily a good fit for them. So I decided, well, I have to go bigger. So I got a 40-gallon tank. I stocked out with cichlids, and as time elapsed, I kind of grew complacent and I wanted a larger tank. So I got a 55-gallon and I set up a 60-gallon as well. In my 60-gallon, I had 2 turtles and I had some mixed in community fish because I didn't want to totally abandon the community fish. My 55 though, I set up with African cichlids. And once I got onto these cichlids, I mean, getting hooked on the aquariums was one thing, but getting hooked onto the cichlids was just a whole nother sickness. From there, I went up to a 75-gallon, I got a 90-gallon, and I topped out at a 150-gallon. By the time I had the 150-gallon in my bedroom, I realized that I had this very serious problem and I needed to downsize quickly. So I sold my 150-gallon, I kept my 120-gallon, and I got some monster fish. I had an arowana and 3 severums in that tank. I kept those for a while until I moved. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take the 120-gallon with me. So now I'm at the 55 and the 40 breeder. I'm very satisfied with where I am now. Neither one of these tanks are too large to maintain or too large for a second floor home, but they're also big enough that I can keep my cichlids and I can have a little bit of variety in the types of fish I want to keep. That's kind of my progression from the 10-gallon community tank all the way up to the 150-gallon monster tank, and then downsizing back to the 55-gallon African tank.
That's enough about Austin. Leave a comment below. Let me know how your tank sizes progress throughout your hobby. Also, hit that like button because Austin is the capital of Texas and soon may be the capital of the world. And don't forget to subscribe. I got videos coming at you 3 times a week. I'm talking about Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. Last but not least, do amazing things like poison a poison dart frog. Just kidding, don't do that, that's me. And until next time, guys, tank like a boss. Cause you're a boss and that's how bosses tank.